What makes someone a hostage rather than a prisoner? We've seen both terms used a lot in the last few days, but rarely interchangeably. It's usually the Israeli hostages and the Palestinian prisoners. So what is the nature of the distinction here? Is it whether the individuals in question are military or civilians? No, it can't be that, because among the Israeli hostages were IDF soldiers, while on the flip side of the Palestinians, the vast majority of them are not listed as having any affiliation with any political group. Okay, so is the distinction whether they've been convicted of anything that warrants their detention? No, it can't be that, because just as legally innocent Israelis were taken hostage, the vast majority of the Palestinian prisoners have also not been convicted of a crime. So is it maybe the indefinite nature of them being held by a hostile force? No, it can't be that either, because just as the Israeli hostages didn't know when they would be released, many of the Palestinian prisoners are victims of Israel's widespread practice of administrative detention, which is detention without charge or trial that can be renewed indefinitely. Maybe the distinction is whether they are tortured or abused while being held. No, because both the Israeli hostages and the Palestinian prisoners appear to have dealt with horrifying mistreatment. So what is the difference here? Let's try looking at the definitions of the words and see if that helps. A hostage is a person seized or held as security for the fulfillment of a condition. The Israeli hostages clearly meet that criteria, but you could argue the Palestinians do too, as Israel's practice of administrative detention appears to also have a goal. Amnesty International has said, quote, "Administrative detention is one of the key tools through which Israel has enforced its system of apartheid against Palestinians." But what about the definition of a prisoner? Well, it depends what definition you use. The first definition that comes up on Google is, quote, "a person legally held in prison as a punishment for crimes they have committed or while awaiting trial." Legally is the key word there, because while the practice of administrative detention can technically be legal under Israeli law, under international law, it is only supposed to be used during emergencies, and only if a fair hearing can be provided where the detainee can challenge the allegations against her or him. Other definitions are more general and state that a prisoner can be anyone kept under involuntary restraint or custody or confinement. But words don't exist in a vacuum, and the criminality associated with the word prisoner is such that I'm sure folks would be rightfully outraged if it was used to refer to the Israeli hostages. So at the end of the day, the only distinction I can find between these two terms is that the one that has connotations of innocence is used for Israelis, and the one with connotations of criminality is used for Palestinians. Meanwhile, in the background of this coverage, Israel has already violated the ceasefire, killing at least 9 Palestinians who were trying to return home, and is limiting aid. What do you think of all this?